we're live. So,
Oh.
Hey everyone,
Hi,
welcome to
welcome.
Hanging with the Hunns. I'm the host Todd. This is my lovely wife Carrie,
Hi.
and this is our special guest Julie Gold.
Hi.
Welcome, Julie.
Hey. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
And we're just hanging out. So, what's been going on? Let's talk.
So
Yeah,
everybody's
we'll
probably
chit-chat.
wondering.
Chit-chat.
Yeah, everybody's probably wondering why we have Julie here with us. And
yes.
well, let's see. We have heard some interesting stories that you had to tell us about, kinds of things, but mainly, finding out what you've been doing lately has really been inspiring. How you've been, part of what you do is Uber.
Yes.
So, and what you've been using that opportunity for has some great stories there. And then also, you've been doing merch,
Yes.
making t-shirts, and what
Yes.
other kind of things?
So I do the Ubering, which is not my favorite job, but it brings in the money right now, and it gives me the freedom to kind of dive into healing some things that I've been through. So that's one of the things I have coming up as a YouTube podcast. Is it's going to be called Just Heal Your Shit.
Yeah.
So I'm on a journey of healing my shit, and that's why I am Ubering right now, to kind of have that freedom and take that time. But it also is helping others to help me bring word to them and chit chat with them while they're in my car. And I feel like I've brought a lot of hope and laughter and joy to a lot of people's day, which makes me really happy. And I also do the merch, which I have plenty of people that I'm sending out to those in recovery. I also have those that are from what's called a Kingdom Crew. They've been through their shit and now they've healed it, and they're bringing the word to people in the streets and meeting them right where they're at and just showing the love and bringing them to Jesus. And I feel like it all intertwines, and it all intertwines with healing your shit, giving hope to others, and staying in the word, and just knowing that he is the way. He is the peace. He is the way. He's the love. So
it's being that vessel. Like, we're a vessel that if we allow God to use us in people's lives, all we have to do is, here I am, and
surrender.
And it's amazing what he can do.
Yes.
The people he puts into our lives, and
it's beautiful.
Yeah.
So
I love it.
I've noticed, like, lately we've been seeing videos that you've, like, these short clips of you in your car.
Yes.
Just like almost like a daily devotional, kind of very positive. I love them.
Thank you.
And I mean, you just started doing that. So tell us, like, what motivated you to start doing that? Because I mean, and tell us about what's happening with that, because that's pretty exciting.
So what motivated me is just my background. My family background is what motivated me. I come from a family of addiction. I have two brothers, both in addiction, both at two different levels, both at one fell into it kind of on his own as a young unguided child. One fell into it, big pharma, broke his back, and that fell into addiction. My mom also, from a very young age, went through things and wasn't able to heal her shit. And that led into addiction as well. So with that being said, and all the things that I've been through, I just really feel like it's important for me, one, to heal my shit of going through everything with them and all their journeys that they put me on with them, so I can spread hope for others and let them know that you don't have to be, just because other people were that way, you don't have to be that way.
Your past doesn't have to define you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. So, but you do have to dive in, and you do have to heal yourself.
Yeah.
Because if not, you're just going to bleed all over everybody else.
Move forward.
Yeah. And to move forward, and just to also, I'm a mom of a super cool kid, and I'm doing it for him as well. Showing him that no matter what life throws at you, no matter what your background is, no matter what your family is, no matter what comes your way, heal your shit, spread love like Jesus.
Yes.
and keep it pushing and help as many as people as you can along the way.
Yeah, it's being what am I trying to say?
You got this, baby.
Ooh, you got me in my emotions.
Oh,
Being willing to do, you know, what either is uncomfortable, like to move past, like, you know, like I think I said this before, where it's easy probably to just be in your pity, you know,
For
or
sure.
to just be like, I can't do that, or you know, you just think about like how your family has struggled or where you've
Yes.
come from, and if you think too much about that, it will hold you back. And so it is that decision. We have a decision to make every time, every
morning.
day,
Mhm.
and you know, it's either we push through that and don't let that past, you know, take
Define
over
you.
your And so I'm glad. It's awesome to hear that you
Thank you.
make that decision every day.
Thank you.
Especially not just for yourself, but for your son. That's awesome.
Absolutely. And it's just not sitting in your shit.
Yeah.
Because it's easy. You can sit there.
Mm-hmm.
You can sit there and you can go down that rabbit hole that will take you places you don't want to go. Or you can wake up, grab your cup of coffee, go out back, let the sunshine hit your face,
Mm-hmm.
give it a good old inhale, exhale, get in the word, and that'll inspire you.
Yeah.
And then, and keep it pushing. Keep
That's-
it pushing.
That's what I was going to ask you. So, have you always been like the caregiver in your family, or have you ever had struggles with like addiction yourself, or?
So I call those strongholds.
Right.
So I feel like they're addiction, things that you can't control, things that really got a hold of you to where they are controlling everything.
Right.
Strongholds are something that don't really control you, but they got a little grab on you. And yes, alcohol. I had a very long stint with evening drinking, is what I'll call it. I knew that 100% I was on a path that was, girl, you better stop. Like, you better stop. But I had I guess you can say, control on it, because I wasn't day drinking. I wasn't partying on the weekends. I wasn't doing anything like that. But in the evening, I would go home and I would sit and I would drink. And that's money.
Yeah.
That's a waste of money. It's a waste of a liver. That's a waste of so many things. Like, I could be doing so much. Do you hear that?
Mm-hmm.
So many things with that money. I was just choosing. But in that time frame, I was drowning it out. I was drowning out the trauma. I was drowning out the things that I had to see that not many people will ever see in their lifetime or on movies. So I was flooding it at the time, and I wasn't choosing to heal myself. I was still just sitting in my shit.
Yeah.
You know?
One thing I've noticed is, like, with me personally, when it comes to stuff like that, it seems like there's two type of people. There's the ones that they are addicted and they fall into, you know, those strongholds, and they can't escape it, or they do eventually, some of them, you know, but it's difficult. Like for me, when I know something is grabbing a hold of me, I don't like it. I don't like anything
no,
having that
you.
control over me. And I'm like, okay, I need to break this. And I've had I've had just about every problem, you know, growing up that, you know, the worst of us have had.
Absolutely.
But I was able, thank God, you know, I have the ability to say, okay, I don't need to do this anymore. It's affecting me the wrong way. It's affecting people around me.
Yes.
And stop it, you know? And it seems like, you know, it's I don't know, it's one of those things where some people, they just, I don't want to say they give up, but it's like, I don't understand it because it doesn't happen to me.
Right.
You know, so it's frustrating to see my friends going through things where I'm like, dude, check your shit and snap out of it.
Yeah.
You love your family more than this or this or this, you know, snap out of it. And it's not that easy for them, obviously.
You can't just say stop it for a lot
I
of people.
know.
They
It's
can't.
You
like that
want to,
video.
though, man.
Cut it out. Stop
Right?
it.
Yeah.
Stop it.
You want to. You just want to shake them because you know how powerful you are with your being, and you know that, okay, this is affecting me. I can stop it. Even coffee. I had Starbucks, man. I was drinking some Starbucks, but I thought about it and the numbers and like
Oh,
how much
yeah.
it was costing me,
You
and I'm
think
like,
about money.
I do, and I'm just like,
Yeah, seriously,
I'm like, this is dumb.
yeah.
Like,
I think
what
about
am
that,
doing?
and I don't even have the
Yeah.
problem.
yeah, and it's like little strongholds like that for us is easy to be like, nope, this is affecting. We're not doing that. This isn't working well with our family, our loved ones. We're not going to do that. But some people literally have zero control,
Right.
control, and
I mean,
it's
even-
saddening.
Even with food, like I would say food is like my worst one,
Yes,
But I even am very aware when I'm just like letting go and eating whatever
And
I
just
want,
getting it.
and like my thyroid is not good, so I gain
Okay.
weight really fast.
Yeah.
But I've lost it, and I've lost it in the past, and I know there is no excuse
right.
for that. If you want to do it, you can do it.
Absolutely.
You just have, and that's another thing. It's like I have the ability to do that,
to turn it off.
and it's like I mean, it makes me feel bad sometimes because
You're
I know
just
other
fortunate.
people don't have that.
You're
Yeah.
fortunate that you do, and that, I mean, just be thankful that.
Saving grace.
I am definitely thankful.
I
for
mean,
that.
I'm thankful that I don't understand some things that some people go through, and I just hope that I never have to
Yes.
do that. And I feel bad that they don't see that there is a way.
You knew it, honey. It's all right.
A way out.
Yeah.
So and you've been in those situations where you've seen those type of people where they have no off switch or no,
There's no off.
like, yeah, they just go, and they don't see any problem with it
None at all.
until, but you have seen them also come to the point where they have
Yes.
realized.
I have again 2 brothers and 2 totally different types of addiction, and the one has no off button, none. He will rob you blind. He's pretty cutthroat. He doesn't see, I guess I can speak in the past tense with that now. He didn't ever see what he was doing as a problem when he was doing it. I was robbed from him multiple times. I'm talking right here up the street. I walked out one morning and my car, the door frame,
I know. Sorry.
hand talkers, the door
We'll have to
frame.
get the Justin Timberlake.
We need that, yeah.
Hey, what's up?
Yeah, the boy band mics.
So my door frame was peeled back the corner. Like, he lived directly across the street from me, and I knew it. I knew it in my whole soul, my being. I walked out and I opened it, and thank God when I looked in there, I owned my own remodeling company for a while. So I would always have customers, large amounts of deposits or material money or whatever it may be. Thank God I didn't have that in there that day, but I still had a good amount of money. He took my whole wallet, my credit cards, all my money, like everything. And then came over to my house and was like, man, what happened?
Yeah.
Single mom. I'm a single mom. My kid was 3 at the time. Everything I had in that wallet was thrown in a puddle down the street and just discarded. Like, no problem. I got what I wanted. It is what it is.
Yeah.
That time I pushed to the full hilt, and he ended up doing prison time because of that. After being robbed so many times,
Right.
I was just like, I'm done.
Yeah.
And he to this day holds that against me in a bad way, as if it's my fault
Yeah.
for you doing
Right.
and robbing me so many times to where I just had to be like, no more, and like press charges on you. So yeah, that one, he was a wild one. His was robbing. He was just robbing and taking everything he could. My lawn business I had for a very long time. I came home one day, every bit of my equipment was gone.
Oh,
Every bit of it.
that's devastating.
And just like, and allowed me, once I found out all the equipment was gone and he sold it, my big heart, what do I want to do? I want to help him. So I take him to rehab in the back seat and then find out later that it was him that robbed me.
Yeah.
I'm like, so yeah.
And that's that whole tough love thing, you know.
Man.
It's like that's probably why he was like, my sister's not going to do anything to
right.
me, you know.
Yeah.
Until
and then
you
I
did.
finally did.
Yeah. So
and then it was all my fault that he had to spend.
Well, yeah.
You know. So another thing healing from on that one, but the other one was Big Pharma, man. He owned his own business. I'm gonna start off good with him because, man, he is a rock star. He was someone I always looked up to, always. Super great guy. Never touched drugs. Didn't even take ibuprofen. He was that guy. Owned multiple businesses, multiple homes. Had a beautiful wife. Had a good kid. He went through his little spats of things, but never addiction. Never
Right.
in a million years. And he was on a job one day and he was walking backwards on the roof and he fell off, snapped his back and shattered his feet off like they were dangling in pieces.
Oh my gosh.
So that led to lots of surgery, lots of medication. And back then it didn't come with a warning, you know? And so that started it. He lost his business. He lost his wife. He lost his house. He lost his kid, went into full-blown addiction. And I unfortunately had to be the one on the other end of the phone every time he overdosed, or unfortunately one of the times was a self-inflicted gunshot to the chest because he just couldn't take it anymore because the addiction consumed him. But unfortunately, in Florida, they don't give you any type of, they give you the pills, but they don't give you the rehab.
Right.
So they give you the problem, but they don't give you the solution. And that led into a spiral of addiction and pain and loss and just so many things compiled into one that he didn't have any direction to go. And he thought that that was it. That was the only way. But my God said, no, sir. No, sir. So ended up rushing to his house down Blanding. And you had mentioned the other day that you sometimes have road rage.
Oh, yes.
So
Did I mention that?
it made me
No.
because I do too. But in that moment, it made me think of this moment.
I think everyone on Blanding probably
For
does.
sure.
But I mean, so.
Yes. So in that moment when you said that, it made me think of this moment because I have road rage as well. But that day, how you were speaking of, you know, we never know what is going on in that person's life, of why they're doing what they're doing. So in that moment of that day, when my brother calls me gargling on his own blood, saying that he had hurt himself, I hung up and I called 911 and I let them know that I was in a gold Camry and I am coming from Blanding Boulevard and I'm going to wherever my brother is. If a cop gets behind me, I'm not stopping. So I was that person, you know, and
You're good at doing that, warning them about what you're about to do.
Oh my gosh, I've never
smart.
heard of anything like
I know,
that
but
before.
I mean, it makes total
try.
sense.
I try my best to like be my best in whatever situation and like do it the right way, but you're not going to stop me.
Right.
Like
covering all your what do they call that?
Bases.
No, it's like you cover your ass.
Yeah. Like my therapist said today, she's like, girl, you got receipts. I was like, yes, I do.
Right.
And so yeah, I was hauling butt down the road and I said, you know, if they get behind me, I'm not stopping. And so yeah, I got there and something no one should ever have to see. He got a little bit of help after that, but back to the Florida giving you the problem but not the solution. We could never get the type of help that he needed. And he needed physical, he needed emotional, he needed all the things, because at this point he was so far in. He was 21 years of addiction in and lost everything, and his body's wrecked and he's bionic at this point. And so 2 years ago, I was in the middle of a work meeting and I get a phone call, and actually a text. It was a very long text, and it was him not doing well again. So I go to that situation, which was behind a hotel, behind a fence, basically in the woods. And I save him from that situation, and I get him back to my house, and I shower him, and I ask him, I said, this has got to be it. And he said, I surrender. I showered him. I did wound care on him because whatever was going on prior to that, it looked like a bear had clawed the back of him. Something attacked him. So I got him all wound cared. I thought he was good to go. I had to work. Again, I'm a single mom dealing with this consistently, trauma after trauma. And I thought he would sleep, and I thought he was good. And I left and I cleaned the house, and I came back, and at this point, he had moved from the couch to my bedroom. So I went in there to make sure he was hydrating, and he was overdosed in my bed. I couldn't get him to come back to. And so I called 911, and they came in, and they Narcaned him multiple times, and they couldn't get him to come back. So they called their chief, and their chief gave him some kind of concoction. They did it. Boom. He snapped out of it. And next thing you know, he's being rushed out. They put him in ICU. I mean, all the things. He wasn't doing anything for himself. He wasn't breathing for himself. He wasn't doing anything. And this is how we know, and always will know, that God is real. For how many times he has stepped in for him. ICU, full blown. Next thing you know, I'm talking to the lady on the phone. We're talking through everything. I'm like, this is it. This is like where I lose him. Like, this is the end of the road of 21 years. And she said, I'm going to stay in full contact with you. And when I tell you every hour on the hour, one, he started moving his arm. Then he started moving his feet. Then he started breathing on his own. They took the tubes out. Then I had 72 hours to find him someplace. Or that was it.
Right.
That was into his road. And I'm like, Lord, I see you. Like, I see you moving. You can't take someone from here to here. You didn't come this far to come this far. And I got him a place 18 hours away. And I drove him laying in my lap for 18 hours, holding his hand and listening to gospel music. And we got there. And when we got there, it was, I got to leave him. And it seemed okay. And he walked in and he's like, let's do this. And I went back outside and I had to take a nap. I had to go to sleep. You know, it's like, I need to rest.
Yeah, because what was that?
Days
straight,
on end.
You drove there straight for what? What was it? 8 hours, you said?
18.
18 hours straight driving.
And I know
in the middle of the night.
In the middle of the night, in the rain. Two of my worst predicaments ever to drive in. Worst case scenario. And so I wanted to rest. And next thing you know, he's beating on my door. He's like, I'm not staying here. I'm not like them. Yes, you are. Get your ass back in there.
Right.
It's like, when you gonna get it, dude?
Yes. Yeah. I'm like, yes, you are. So, anyways, so I had to leave him. And that was the hardest thing I've ever done in my life, because he was the man in my life outside of the Lord. He's number one. But he was the man in my life that I looked up to prior to this addiction. And to leave him was like one of us leaving one of our children. Like, just let it here I go. I'm going to leave you right here. And like,
in the cold, and
it was cold. It was freezing. He had already had a little rage. So his slippers were off. Like, he just had his shirt on. He's a Florida boy. It's freezing up there. So,
I mean, it sounds harsh, but at the same time, you're hoping this is going to be really his moment that he realizes.
Absolutely. Like, wake up.
Like, what else are you going to do?
Yeah.
Well, that's why they call it tough love,
Again,
because
tough
it's
love.
not easy.
It's not easy
doing that, especially, you want to help, and you think helping is, but you're really enabling,
100%.
So it's tough.
And it was hard to think that I was the enabler, because at every drop of every dime of every trauma of every need or every want or everything, I just felt like if I just give them, and I mean both my brothers and my mom, if I just give them this, if I just
everybody falls into that.
Yeah,
they're
going to be okay. They're going to get better. And really, I just lost.
But it's
myself.
also because you'll feel bad if you don't.
Yes.
And
the guilt is real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you took him to a place, and you believed with all your heart this is what God wanted you to do, because in your trust in God, of course, you're, this is kind of like, that let go, let God.
Yeah.
Let go, let God.
Yeah.
I can't do this anymore. And then I'm sure you're just like, Lord, take him and make him realize
100%
get him better. So you left him there and just drove right back.
Yes. So after 30 minutes on the phone with some really good friends of mine at the time, I was working for them. I was running their business, their auto garage. They're like, Julie, you got to leave. I'm like, I can't. They're like, you better leave. And first it was the male boss, and then the female boss gets on there, and it's a little easier to listen to a female sometimes. And she's like, just leave. And I'm like, okay. So I leave, and he paced out front for multiple hours. And then halfway home, I finally got the call that he went in. And that was like, all glory to God. Like, I boohoo cried like a wild woman on that interstate, just knowing that this is it. This is finally it. Like, he's safe. Right. He can't hurt himself. Everything that he needs is under that roof. Like,
and he took that step.
Because it needed to be him. I can bring you there, but you had to go in. You had to do the work.
So back up a little bit. Did you explain why you had to take him 18 hours away?
Yeah.
Oh, you did?
She said she found a place, and it was 18 hours.
No, I mean, because of Florida doesn't have the
not one facility
approved
equipped
by insurance, or what
no,
is it?
It's just not equipped. They don't have anything equipped for mental, physical, and addiction all under the same roof.
Oh, they
do.
Even if you got
if you got
well,
cheddar,
that's what I'm saying. So
yes.
The reason you went there is because it was a Medicaid or something like that.
You don't have to have anything, right? You just show up with nothing.
You just got to be homeless in Maryland.
Well, that's what I remember you saying that.
Yes.
And that was like, that's so fascinating. But I mean, it's like, you did what you had to do, but it's a shame that we don't have those kind of programs in Florida.
Here in Florida.
I mean, you had to go,
they have Band-Aids
all the way up there.
They have Band-Aids, which are the Suboxone and all these things. So they're taking them off of one thing and putting them on another, which in turn is addictive in itself.
Doesn't do anything. I had a good friend that lived with addiction. He was a heroin addict, and then he was doing Suboxone, living his life, working a job every day. Every day he'd have to go at 4 a.m. or whatever and wait in line to get his shot. And he couldn't take it anymore. He had to end his life.
It's crazy that's what they think is helping.
And that's what they're Band-Aiding it. Because unfortunately, what I've come to grips with after so many years of this, they don't care. Honestly, they look at people with addiction and they don't care.
They're like, you got yourself into this.
They honestly do. And I think,
with it.
Yeah, because they can't relate to it. But that brings it back to loving like Jesus. Like, you need to look at that person with compassion. You don't need to look at that. It doesn't matter
because they need help.
They need help. They need help. They need love. They need kindness. They need a place to heal their shit. And if they're not able to heal their shit, they're going to Band-Aid it, and they're going to Band-Aid it with drugs, alcohol, sex, whatever they can. Yeah. Whatever dopamine
it's filling that void.
It is
trying to fill that void that they have to realize they have, or never going to go away.
It's never going to go
and
away.
and it just makes me wonder, how can we get something like that started here?
I
How do we
absolutely
do that?
agree.
Where do we go? Who do we talk to? Because I will be all. I'm all about that.
Yes, and who cares enough to, you know,
DeSantis,
right?
pick it up.
Yeah, I mean,
if we got to go straight to the top, he's straight to the top for Florida, right?
Right. Yeah.
Guess they're going to write a letter.
Yes, because it's sad that that we have to go through loopholes just to be healthy, just to get help. We need somebody, because it should be available to everybody that wants it.
Yeah.
Anybody that wants to go into a program and do what they need to do, and 9 times out of 10, I'm telling you, it's healing your shit. It's healing your inside traumas and the things that you feel like you can't talk to other people about. And that too is another thing that I love doing. I'll heal out loud. I don't care what anybody thinks or how anybody looks at me, because the more I talk about it, the more I help people, and I see it and I know it and I feel it.
And you're not the only one.
Right.
I think a lot of times we think that we're the only ones. And then, I mean, with social media, I do know that's one thing that I have noticed, like, oh my gosh, I'm not the only one that thinks like that.
Absolutely.
I'm not, it's like, so that's one good thing about it, because it's like, oh, I'm not weird.
Yeah, right.
I'm not the only one that
you're like,
thinks
I'm actually
like that.
okay.
Okay,
yeah.
But there's I'll just mention that it's realizing that we're not the only ones that have issues.
Absolutely.
And if we share it with other people, and that helps them realize, oh, okay, I'm not alone in this. And if you have ways to share that, how you're healing from it, then yeah. But going back to places like that for your brother, we should have a place like that that's open to people coming there without anything, because literally those are the people that have the issues. They have nothing. You don't have insurance, you don't have money, but you need help. And so we need to have a place like that. And and it's also the place is there to help you, give you those things that you need.
The stepping stones, the tools.
So it's like a whole program, and we should definitely have that. It shouldn't take you going to jail. It shouldn't have you going rock bottom or going to jail and doing something like that horrible, because I know there's a program for that.
Yes.
But what about these people who they're just stuck in their shit?
They're just stuck in their shit.
And yet they're not going to jail. They shouldn't have to go to jail to get better.
Right.
So there should be a place that you can go
that's
to.
Like Aunt Shirley, she said she basically got arrested because she knew that was the only way that she could get it together.
And that's sad.
And
they're not all criminals. I mean, yes, I guess you're considered a criminal because you're doing drugs and illegal drugs, whatever.
Right.
But you're not like,
it's more of a health issue than a
mental health issue.
Absolutely.
Like a legal issue or
for sure. And most of them aren't hurting anyone. They're hurting themselves.
Right.
Exactly. And that's what it does take other people to care about those people hurting themselves.
And most of them too are so kind. They are so kind and so loving, but they're lost and they're broken, and they just need someone to love them. They need someone to listen and love them and understand. And I feel more comfortable just because of my life situations and the things I've seen and gone through. I feel more comfortable with those types of people because they're understanding and they're not judgmental. So
because they have been through some things that have put them in those situations.
Absolutely.
Have not been able to deal with. And imagine how great they can be when they don't have that trauma and the issue that they're dealing with. So let's go back to your brother.
100%.
When your brother finally made that step to go in and you got the call.
Yes, got the call.
So
he went in and the process started. And a lot more sacrifice on my part. When that happened, it was right before Christmas, and I took every ounce of money I had and I sunk it into getting him there. I sunk it into sending him boxes every day of clothes and just books and anything I could do to make his life better. He loved to draw. Everything I knew he loved, I was sending care packages, and I had nothing. But I wanted everything for him. So
What
he
a
went.
great sister.
Thank
I
you.
know.
Seriously.
Thank you.
That's awesome. I
Thank
love
you. Thank you. And I just poured in every week as much as I could into a box, and I packed it up and I sent it to him. And I, of course, always have verses in there and stuff like that, and feel good Bible verses, and just hope messages. And so he was about 6 months in, and he relapsed, and he didn't call me for a couple days, so I knew. And when he called me, he was silent. And I said, it's okay. It's part of it. That's all I said. He
Wow.
was silent. I knew. I said, it's okay. It's part of it. He said, I love you and thank you. And now, fast forward almost 2 years, he is 2 years sober.
Wow.
He is running the facility he got clean in.
Amazing.
He now has a brand new home. They just got a brand new car. And he is living for the Lord. And
I
he
love
is
it.
helping others. And he
That's what
is
it's all about.
Yes, baby.
See, that's what I
Yes.
mean. Like,
You know?
what you can do when you're healed from that trauma.
Yes. Yes. And it took when people have to weather storms, sometimes you have to understand that some things come and go, but some things can take 21 years.
Yeah.
And I just want everyone to know to just hold on. Just hold on. It's never going to be easy. There's always going to be battles. But it's worth it. It's worth the outcome. And I just pray that somehow, some way, we can get people to, even if it's dedicating their own free time to help others get their mental right, it would be great. Something here in Florida, there's so many people that are lost. I picked up a girl the other day in Middleburg. She was a young girl. And of course, I start talking, because you just got to start talking, you
Right.
know? And I was just telling her what I was doing and what I had going on. And she opened up. And man, it's not good. It wasn't good. And I knew in that moment that I was picking her up from her home to take her to a trap house. And the amount of love I poured onto that girl, and the amount of knowledge I poured onto that girl, the amount of, what can I say, information I gave her to reach out, and then shared my own story with her after she shared hers, so she didn't feel alone. I'm pretty sure I may have saved her that day. But it's just opening up. We got to open up to each other. We got to talk to each other. We got to not just look at someone passing by and being like, oh, look what they have on today. What is, everybody's passing judgment and walking by. But if you say hi to that person, or, hey, how's your day going? What, just small stuff.
Even if you're not judging a person, sometimes you don't want to say something because of your own fear or whatever, like you don't want to intrude or something like that, and it's like, for the most part, they want that.
They
you
do.
know, I mean, because they're not getting it anywhere else.
And
Nowhere.
it's
They're
not
just
easy.
getting the bad in life.
Yes.
Because like, I'm honestly, or to be honest, I am probably too nervous to do that, and I am guilty of just putting on the blinders when I go out. I go to the store and I'm like, there to do that. I might not notice things. I'm not very observant when it comes to, it's part of my anxiety.
For sure.
So I do just,
You're like,
Go,
gotta get this
go in the
done.
store and then I'm out, you know.
Right.
But there are times that I am aware, and there are times that I do notice things, and you know, so it might not be all the time.
For sure.
You know, there's just those most of the time, yes. And so I do understand those who, you know, are anxious and, you know, you don't want to talk to anybody.
Yeah.
I have those moments too. But then there are I think it's one of those that maybe God just puts you in that situation
100%.
and you will feel comfortable enough.
Yeah.
And you do kind of, you know, you'll have that moment where it's like, and then it's just, you kind of have to get through that. And and it's like, you just know it's that time.
Yeah.
To say
if it's
something.
tugging,
Yeah.
if you're being tugged, you know it's time. Let's
and those
get up
are
here.
special moments, and you know,
Beautiful.
you can make a difference, and it can be for you too.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes talking to somebody out of your comfort zone and you think you're probably doing them a favor, but then you talk to them and it's like, dang, glad I talked to you. You
Like,
totally
yeah,
changed
much
me.
better.
It also empowers
That's
you
happened.
to do it more.
Yeah.
Which
Yes.
is, you know, creating more good in the world. You know,
Yeah.
it's like
Absolutely.
God will put stuff. I know for me personally, He'll put something in my spirit.
100%.
Like, and sometimes it's like, what? I'm not going to say that to that person. And I don't, you know, I
Right.
mean,
Yeah.
for
Like, are you sure?
for
you want me to
sometimes it's like,
You want me
like-
to what?
like, I'm like, I don't know. What if I'm wrong? You know, I mean,
what if this
and-
does not go well?
I get it.
so there's that, you
Yeah.
know, there's that fear, but, and then sometimes, you know, when you follow that, you're right on.
Spot
and you
on.
know exactly, it's not you, it's, you know,
Yes.
God will put that in your spirit.
And if
when
he
you're-
does, just jump at it.
Because he knows what that person needs to hear,
For sure.
you know. So
Mhm.
Yeah.
it's good that you're doing that and you're heeding that
Yeah.
you know
I do.
message almost immediate now. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
pretty
And,
much you're just like,
well, and
It
that's why I
does.
love that.
Finally, though. Finally. It took
Yeah.
a long time.
well, that's what I'm saying. It's like
Yeah.
what it's like practice. I mean,
Yeah.
once you do it and you're like, okay, it's not that bad.
Yeah.
She didn't chew my head off or, you know, say I'm wrong.
Wasn't
or a
that awkward?
liar,
Right. I wasn't off.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Well, and you may think being an Uber driver is not a big deal or whatever, but it is putting you in people's lives. That it's like, so what if it's Uber driving or whatever? It's, you have such a moment, like, or you have a situation that creates those moments that
it does. And
puts you out
I
there.
chose so I had someone judge me about my job. Then I had to humble them real quick.
Right.
You know? I was like, all right, let me tell you a little something. So someone had said something about it, and I said, yeah, I actually took time for myself to heal my shit. I said, and this was the only choice I had in my life because I don't have family and I don't have close friends and I am single and I am celibate. Like I'm all the things. I'm all by myself over here, okay? And I chose to heal my shit. I said, and with that comes a huge beauty of being able to help others. And they're like, what do you mean help others? I was like, I just talk about my shit and then they talk about their shit.
and we're both healing.
And next thing you know, we're healing.
it's a healing
Yeah.
fest.
It's a whole healing
Throwing
fest.
shit at each other.
So, yeah, exactly. Just clapping it together. Like,
You
yeah.
turned on the worship music and
Bring it
worship
on.
it.
Yeah. And it was just like, I think it was a little humbling for that person in that moment. It's like, is it the best job? Absolutely not. But it's the best job for me to do what I'm doing or the Lord has me doing right now in my life. And
Exactly.
I absolutely love it. I love it. Some days I'm just like, ugh, you know, because sometimes you feel like you're chasing money. But at the same time, I know that every single day when I am done, there was a purpose in that day. And I can find that purpose and I can find it easily. And that's not everybody can see that. You know,
Right.
you talk to some people about things like that and they're just like,
My job has no
hoity-toity.
Yeah.
purpose.
right. Yeah.
Yeah. My job has no purpose.
And it was just like, you know, I had to snap them out of that and give them a humbling moment of, yeah, it might not be what I want to be doing right now financially, but I am being fulfilled in such a way in my soul that I absolutely love it. I love it. I do.
And God provides.
Yep.
And God
God will
provides,
Because
man.
you're doing, you know, you're basically doing what he I'm sure what he set you out to do,
That's
you're
it.
being obedient to, you know.
100%.
Another
Oh, yeah.
thing is there's so much evidence of that you're doing the right thing and that people are sharing the problem and they relate with it by what you're doing on Facebook.
Beautiful
I mean,
way to
think
put
about
it.
that.
Thank
Think
you.
about the evidence.
Yes.
There's a ton of it. I mean, I'll let you say what happened in a few short days of posting these videos, but what does that show you? I mean, that shows you that they need to hear what you're saying.
Yes.
I mean, that message is, life-giving, and
Thank you.
they want to hear that.
Yeah.
And thousands of people want to hear that. I mean, honestly.
It's wild. Yeah. So I knew on my healing journey, just from I'm 45 years old. So being and gone through so many things. One, I wanted to heal and I'm healing. And two, it was a burning desire in me to just spread hope and love and just let people know and hear stories that I've been through and that I've overcome and I continue to overcome and I continue to wake up every morning and I continue to fight the fight because it's all worth it and it's all for a bigger purpose. And I was driving down the road and I had an Uber rider and I was kind of in a tough place in my mind because I have, the other brother, he's doing special things right now. So I was just overwhelmed with a lot of things and I had a panic attack and I had to let that Uber rider out and go get another ride. And I was like, that's it. Like, I'm done. I'm going to start sharing my story. I'm done, like, kind of being in my own head with it. And I want to let it all out. And I started. And when I started, I only posted 10 videos on Facebook. And I, at the time, only had a little over 300 followers. And within, I think it was 5 days, I went from 300 and something to 5K.
Wow.
And the amount of love that I received and the amount of people that I touched, which is the most important part, it overwhelmed me to the point to where I had to get off. It scared me.
Yeah.
It scared me. But it's happening and it's beautiful. And I look at myself on the other side of that screen and I'm just like, you're doing it. Like, you're doing what you wanted to do. You are reaching people.
And don't stop now.
Thank
And
you.
think about
Keep
this.
going.
Thank you.
Just like you were saying.
Yes,
Don't give up.
yes.
Keep
Just
going.
keep pushing, Mary. I know.
You got this.
Gosh.
Those are
Yes.
only the people that followed.
Right.
Think about how
Yeah.
many more just watched it
Yeah.
and took it in,
Yeah.
and I mean, so it's a powerful thing.
Thank you.
Don't stop.
Thank you.
I'm
Don't stop
With
believing.
Yes.
Hold on
That's
to
what I'm feeling. We're
We're gonna
winning.
get copyright.
I know, right?
It's
That didn't even sound
Sorry.
like
No,
it. What are
right?
you talking about?
Steve Perry's gonna sue us for butchering
Right.
his song.
So yeah, it's wild. It's wild to see. It's wild to I feel like obviously I'm never going to be on the other side of all the things that I've been through. But I'm really hopeful for the healed version of my journey. That's what I'm super excited about. And to just letting people see that it could take days or it could take many, many, many years, but you can get to that point
Yeah.
of that vision of yourself you have in your head. You can get there.
Mm-hmm.
You can get there. You just got to wake up and choose it.
And I will tell you, I get that. And you will start to feel it too. Like, I mean, I'm going through my own thing where, I used to doubt a lot and I used to say I can't a lot, and it was holding me back.
Yes.
And
We get in our own way.
Yeah. And it took, my, like, what do you call it? Had to change perspective.
Yes.
And I really had to look at myself differently.
For
and
sure.
I had to think, okay, why can't I do this?
Right.
Why not? And then, of course, it is a book. I keep saying that there's this book I read that kind of really switched it too, but it would mention God did not create us to hold us back.
No.
He didn't create us to be to someone who shrinks and doubts. No, definitely we're not supposed to doubt. So there was a lot of points in there that it would make where it was like, oh my gosh, I'm not being the best version of myself.
Absolutely.
And so, and I didn't think that I would think of myself even now before. Now I'm thinking of myself as it is possible. I can do that. I can learn to do it if I can't.
That's right.
Why not?
It's a big part of it, being willing to learn, about the AI or about digital anything. We're all 80s babies.
Or like, for instance, sewing, I didn't have to go to school sew. I just learned on YouTube.
That's right.
University YouTube.
That's right. Hey, we all love
myself how to sew. And then I'm like, and then it just goes.
It's okay.
It just goes from there.
Yeah.
And,
bye.
and then, so it's just, you just think of like things you want to do and you just stop telling yourself you can't do it. And you don't know how to do it and learn.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a mind switch or, something you have to change your mind.
You have to. Perspective, mindset.
Yes.
Like it's funny because for basketball, for my son, like their main thing is mindset.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to tell myself that all the time too, because you wake up and you're just like, when I started this and, Facebook and learning all the things, I'm just like, how am I supposed to do all this? Like, this is a lot.
Yeah.
Like, people don't understand how much goes into
oh my gosh,
the creating and the editing and it's time. It's very time consuming, and just learning the platforms. That's a headache. And so, it's mindset. It's like, no, you can do this. Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
What I've done with this channel is I'm just concentrating. Like, there's people that say you should take, because I have my art videos, then we have the podcasts we're doing now, and then I do like a little podcast too every once in a while, and or whatever. But they say you're supposed to break it all up, and I'm like, hell no.
Right.
I cannot concentrate. Maybe later, but so
agree.
What I've been doing, and it probably hurts us because of the algorithm and all that stuff, but I don't care.
No,
I'm not really doing this for money. We're doing this because we love doing it. We're having fun, and it's just all going to be on one channel for now.
Absolutely.
I mean, eventually, if we do make money, that's great. That's a plus.
Yeah,
right.
I mean, that'd be great.
If that's
yeah. But what I'm saying is, like, now that I understand this platform,
yes,
I'm starting to very slowly put things on, make like clips and shorts and put them on like YouTube or Facebook, but
Instagram, TikTok,
and the other platforms. But I'm still like, this is what I'm concentrating on. And I heard an interview with Mr. Beast, and he's like the king of YouTube.
Yes.
And he said he doesn't really even care about the other ones. He's just always concentrated on YouTube because it's always been so good to him, and I mean, he is YouTube pretty much.
He is, absolutely.
But I mean, it's just that mindset is like, because I'm one person. I cannot do all those things, I mean, there's so much involved. Seriously,
so
with each different, there's X and Twitter and all these different Rumble.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many, and people that are doing it like professionally, they have people that are like,
right.
They know what
That's
they're doing.
I said, we just need to hire someone.
We don't have people.
We don't have any money to hire anybody.
Right.
You have to learn.
I love AI.
Yes.
AI assistant.
Yes.
And people rag on me for AI.
Hey, listen.
I always say you either love it or you hate it.
Yeah.
Take it or leave it.
Use it. It's a great tool.
We got to evolve or get left behind.
Yeah, exactly.
And
I'm not going to let it like slave drive me or anything.
Right. We're not
going
to be besties, but I'm going to use you to like elevate myself.
Exactly.
And it's not like you can't turn it off.
Right. Exactly.
I mean, seriously. Be like, never mind.
Yeah.
You gonna talk back to
thanks,
me?
but no thanks.
Yeah.
But it's
figure it out myself then.
It's right. I'll think on my own. Yeah, but it's true. Like it's not going anywhere. And again, for us, 80 babies. We got to
Well,
figure it out, man. Like, we got to
Well,
keep up
that's
with
what
the
I was
times
saying. Like, I
is.
mean, look, I lived before AI, before I think I can figure it out myself, right?
Exactly.
It only helps now to make things easier.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, I'll use it, but if it's gonna give me a problem,
Well,
I
how
don't
many
need it,
people
right?
were against the internet when it came
Exactly.
out? You know, they're like, oh, it's the devil.
Yeah.
It's the
it's
end
gonna
of the
take
world.
over.
You're like, nope, here we are.
I mean, how about you just learn to use it for good?
For the good.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
yes, you know, it's being used for a lot of evil, but two, it mindset, use it for the good.
right.
So yeah,
I mean,
it's
everything is,
possible.
there's good and bad in everything.
In everything.
So, I
So
mean,
yeah, you just got to stick to it. But
Yeah.
I am so happy that I'm not the only one that doesn't do multiple platforms, because that was something that overwhelmed me as well. When I started doing this, I'm just like, it's not worth it. Like, the stress level wasn't worth having multiple platforms.
Yeah, you have to make it work for you.
For sure.
If
And
it-
at the end of the day, nobody can block God's blessings. Like,
Yeah.
what's supposed to be for you is going to be for you, as long as you're just enjoying yourself
Right.
along the way.
we are going to get your 10 videos on your YouTube channel, though,
Thanks.
because I think that's where
Thanks.
it belongs. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, Facebook's great, but
yeah.
I think it's there's more potential to get your message out there.
Well,
on
it's-
YouTube.
Absolutely.
it's the good main platform, because I mean, you can use TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. You can use all of those as the avenues, or whatever you want to call
That
it,
will be. Yeah.
to flow into
Yeah.
or to
I
direct you
try
to
to do
YouTube.
that. That's hard.
No,
So-
I mean, I do it all the time. I'm
Yeah.
like, I'll see
Yeah.
something on Facebook. I'm like, oh, you got a YouTube channel? Okay. And then I go check it out. And then you're
Right,
following YouTube,
exactly.
and then they're all there.
Yes.
And you're not trying to find out where all the videos are,
Right.
because they're all on YouTube. So it
Right.
just makes it easier.
And I started with Facebook, and that's where they just took off. And then I started the Instagram, because that's what you're told to do, have multiple platforms.
Mhm.
Right.
And that just, to me, is not really where it's at for me. So that's kind of like my middle lazy part.
yeah.
Right.
But then I did put the 10 videos on YouTube, but I definitely need some help with like navigating it and doing more to the videos, I guess you could say.
Are they public?
That's what I mean.
Okay.
They're there. What they're there, they're just there.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're doing, but they're there.
So you can see, like today, when I was in therapy, my therapist loves the idea of what I'm doing, and she was blown away that I did it. She was like, Julie, you did it. Like,
See?
you're here, you're doing it. And because I've talked about it so long. And she looked at it. So when she clicked on it, and I just gave her the link, and she clicked on it, and all 10 videos popped up,
Nice.
all of them in a row.
Okay.
So
Cool.
that I know that she just publicly went in, put it in, and
Right.
they popped up. So
Okay.
that's all I got, man.
That's
It's
good.
as far as I got.
That's awesome.
Well, you're
all
going
you
to
gotta
do
do
big
is
things with
start.
that stuff.
That's
Yeah.
the problem I had was not
To start.
starting.
Yeah.
And it was really, I wanted somebody, a partner, to do it with me. And she was like, oh, you
And-
have fun
and
with your
look
little
at you now,
podcast. I'm
baby.
like in the garage with my
Right.
little podcast kit that I bought from Amazon for like $80 or whatever. Yeah.
I love it.
I'm like, this is not working.
You're
Because
right.
it
I
was
sound
just
like
an
an
audio.
idiot.
He was just doing the audio.
So-
one.
Yeah.
but it was like the thought was there, and I was like, man,
Absolutely.
I have so much to talk about, and just stupid things. I mean, and it's really because, I don't know if I'm sure we've talked about this, but like the main reason for this podcast
Mhm.
is to bring people like you and other people, especially like we were talking about elderly people,
Oh, yeah,
that want
love
to
me
tell
some
their
elderly,
stories
man.
for their kids,
The
for
best.
generations.
Yes.
Because if I had like a video of my mom or my dad talking about their life,
Man,
how
how cool.
priceless would that be?
It'd be
I mean,
epic.
yeah.
But
and it-
who doesn't not like, how do you say it? Who doesn't like,
who
I'm
don't
not
like
having it.
who
Who
don't
don't
like-
like who don't
who
like
don't like
that?
that?
Who like that?
Who doesn't like a
Who-
good story?
Yeah, who doesn't like
Yeah.
hearing a good,
Yeah.
especially from elderly?
Listen.
I love I love
Seriously.
the old people stories.
Me
I
too.
love hearing these stories that were before even I was born.
Absolutely.
Like, wait, what? You
Yes.
did what?
You did, huh?
Yeah, like next week.
How did
hopefully.
you live?
Next
Yes.
week we
Yes.
have some of her family coming
Love
on,
it.
and they're like the Mandarin mafia. So they were all these like, this pack
they have
of
the best
awesome
stories.
surfers and
Love it.
everything, and they're gonna come on and tell their what they can legally tell.
Yeah.
Yes.
But they're like, well, I don't know how much we can
The
tell,
edited
but
version.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it'll be like PG-13.
But I love
sure.
hearing it because I just think about like before I was born, I hear, what they did, my mom and what they did. And my mom would tell me, what they would do. And now I can hear it straight from their mouths.
Yes.
These are her brother's friends, so
Yeah.
she knew of them. And I would hear these stories. And it was just like so cool to hear
It's
those stories of
beautiful.
like when y'all were young and the things y'all did. And,
Yeah.
before I was even
The
born
freedom.
and stuff. So it's just cool to hear those stories. And so, that's why we're doing this. And
I dig it.
it's just
Yeah.
one of my favorite
It's
things. I love stories.
And stories, and too, like getting stuff out of you.
Yes.
Like everybody.
There's a healing definitely that
Man,
comes with it.
yeah,
definitely.
just get it out. Get
Mm.
it out, and get it out with the right people.
Yeah.
And
Right.
that's what's really hard too, is like finding your people of that understand, or not even, they don't even have to understand, just finding people with empathy and just a caring heart, can go a long way.
Yeah.
I've sat with people that just, I feel like I can't even talk around because they wouldn't get it,
Right.
or they ask you questions about your family and you're just like,
You ready for this?
yeah, I'm like,
you sure you want to ask that question?
yeah, I'm like, skip.
Yeah.
So yeah, people ask like about your parents or how many siblings do you have, and they like kind of want to go into this backstory, and I'm just like, you ain't ready. Like,
You ain't ready for this.
You couldn't handle. So I said
handle the
today,
truth.
yeah, I'm like, I need to really find out a way to, because it's thick, and there's a lot of trauma and all that stuff, but I've really got to find a way to start a new way of saying about my past, talking about my past, so it's not so raw to people that couldn't understand it. Like with you guys have people in your lives that have been through things, and family members and stuff like that, so it's easier to sit and talk with you guys than it would be other people. And it's like, I need to figure out a way to,
I don't know if you have to figure out a way so much as I think you just share what you have. You share your story and you don't worry about how they're going to take it.
Yeah. Well, I kind of cut myself off. That's a part of it too. When you've been through so much like that with family members.
Are you meaning like oversharing? Are you meaning like people
Yeah,
you
like,
probably don't want to, maybe not right off the bat, to tell them about it?
Well, you know what it's like?
Okay,
Yeah.
so that, I get that.
Remember when we were in that, when we got baptized and we were in that group meeting, like the after, what do you do now, or whatever it was.
Right.
Where do you
remember
go
that?
from here?
I remember because I gave my testimony, like a short
man.
version, and they were like, and the guy next to me
That's what I'm talking
that
about.
had to go next, he was like, well, I remember what he said, because I was like, how do I take that? And it wasn't rude, but it was just like,
Well,
it was weird.
come from that bad,
Well,
or I
no,
wasn't that
that's
bad.
what he said, but it was really like, it was a nice way to say it. And he said, I don't, my story, I don't have the road to, is it perdition? The road, it's a
road to perdition.
I think it's a road. I don't have a road to perdition story. In other words, his story was like kind of not, I don't want to say like boring, but it was very,
I get it.
On the up and up, maybe.
Very
I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Well, I know what you're saying, because I feel that way. Like
he made good choices.
Right.
That's what it was.
Yes,
right.
Good for him.
I know.
Like, cool.
I wasn't saying anything bad about it. I was like, man, that's amazing. People have a life like that.
Exactly. And that's what I mean. It's like, I
get that.
I was talking about that today. I'm just like, I've cut myself off and really just plowed away at working and, taking care of my family members that need it and being a great mom and just doing all of those things. But it's like, I want to start venturing out. My son's getting older. I want to start, maybe getting some friends that I hang out with on a regular basis and maybe a life partner one day and all those
so
things.
You don't want to just come out.
Jeez.
I can't with this mic.
Hey, you were quick with it though.
Maybe I need one that just hangs down.
Just
I don't want it right here.
Ninja
Just
style.
right
This
here.
is not working.
But yeah, it's like, I don't know. It's like a pivot. How do I pivot? You know what I mean? From
Pivot.
you gotta pivot. I gotta pivot. So yeah, I don't know. I was talking about that today of like, yeah, how do you not come out the gate like when you have so much of just that type of things in your life? How do you have like
I don't know,
smaller conversations when you're such a in-depth person?
Well, and then that part of me
Well,
wants to
no.
be like, but that is who you are.
What that's
Okay,
going to do is
right?
that's going
Okay.
to
And if you can't handle
Then
all
you
of
don't need to
this-
be my person.
well, that's what it is.
Oh, no,
It's,
it
you're-
is.
That's
it's a
how I
natural
feel.
filter
Thank you,
to find the
guys.
right person.
yeah.
That's
Because
what,
you don't want somebody who doesn't understand that,
And you
Yeah.
already know
and you
God
definitely
is going
don't
to
want
be
somebody
involved.
who's not deep. You know,
Yeah.
a deep talker.
that's my thing, man.
Yeah.
Like I can't. Surface talk is not it for me.
Yeah, no.
Like, how was your day?
Hey, how's the weather today?
Oh, did it rain?
Yeah.
I'm like, what the? No, we got
I don't
things.
know. I didn't even notice.
Right.
Did it rain?
I'm
Oh.
like, wait, I have too much trauma from today. Did it rain? I don't know. Is it Tuesday? Sure. Like, what? Yeah, I just, yeah, just.
You're not going to find that person if
Those-
you're worried about not talking
Listen,
about.
That
deep
person will flee from you in a
Yes,
heartbeat.
just let it go.
Yeah.
Because there
do-
we'll go.
Listen, I do want to say this. So with how you said about, Jesus, he's my dude. Like, and if you are not with or about that, then you can kick rocks.
Hey,
like, we have to have that foundation.
This guy
Yeah.
over
Oh, yeah.
here, that's when I met him. I was pretty much like that.
I called,
Like
her,
Okay.
he
I called
ca-
her a Bible thumper.
Yeah.
I was like, oh,
Yeah.
you're not
he
a Bible
found out
thumper,
right
are
away,
you?
and I
Love
was like,
it.
and I was like that. I was like, well, if you're calling me a believer, I am.
You're-
You don't like it, you can go.
You're damn right I am.
There's the door.
Yeah. Yes.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
what I mean.
So you wasn't a believer in the beginning?
no.
Well,
Well,
so
not
I
like
was I
he
was
is
raised in the church. My mom,
I need this, you guys,
An
right now. Like, I
amazing-
need this.
Yeah,
Okay.
don't you worry. I'm
I
amazing
got
telling you.
stuff. Okay.
God knows.
I love this. Okay, go.
yeah, my mom was an amazing person.
Okay.
Prayed for her kids,
Absolutely.
total unconditional love for all her
Absolutely.
kids, all her knuckleheads,
Yes.
And I lost my train of thought.
It was about you not, well,
You're-
her being more of a believer in the
you're-
beginning.
Oh yeah. So I was
Relationships.
raised. I had a great mother,
Okay.
but
Right.
I just when I was in my teen years, I started doing drugs and
Okay.
and totally went away from God,
Okay.
and to the point where I was like, I always knew in the back of my head, I've always been a believer,
Yeah.
but I was like,
You wanted to test the
Just-
waters.
I don't even
No,
know
he
what it
just
was.
didn't
It was
know
just
how to
being
live like
stupid.
it, or he didn't know.
Gotcha.
I was just being
yeah.
stupid and
Yeah.
and.
I mean, I
making-
was too. I wasn't like
stupid
living for the
choices.
Lord either, but
No.
I was not. I mean, I was like, hey, if you got a problem with it, because I do believe in God. Like, I wouldn't deny
Absolutely.
it,
Ever.
right?
Like
Yeah.
I don't even know why I said that.
Yeah.
Honestly, I mean
Yeah.
it was, and I do that a lot. Like
Uh-huh.
not as much now that I'm older, thank God, but I still do it.
Yeah.
But the problem with me is I'll say something stupid like that, and I never forget it. And I know the person that I said it to most likely has forgot it.
For sure.
Unless you're married to them for 2
Right.
decades.
My thing is wanting to, after 4 years I've been celibate and single, just because I need and want to find someone that's deep, man. That's like, you don't necessarily have to have been through some shit, but like you got to relate in some way and be able to be
Okay with it.
biblical and be okay with it, and go through hard times and come out on the other side and like have faith and patience and all those things. And there was this guy that tried to talk to me, and it only took me talking to him for 2 days.
Like I said,
Listen, 2 days. And then he went on my Facebook. I literally seen him. You know how like the top, the reels or the stories or whatever that we have on the top of our Facebook, 9 times out of 10 of mine are about Jesus or verses or something, and hope and faith and all the good things in life. I seen that he clicked on just 2 sent me a message and was like, I really enjoyed talking to you, blah, blah, blah. I don't think, going further would benefit either one of us. And I just left him on red, and I giggled because I knew it was because I love Jesus.
Yeah.
I was like, damn,
See,
they just like weed themselves out.
I know.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I'm like, but I do, like, I'm ready to go there, but I don't know how to like go on a first date and them ask me questions and not be deep about it. Like, how do I just go be like a surface person?
Maybe they won't ask those questions,
But
you
they
never
do.
know.
People are so boring. They're like, how's your mom? I'm like, well, she's dead. She's dead. She was an addict. Oh, do you have any siblings? Yes, 2. Both addicts. One 30 years in, one 21 years in.
Gosh.
Oh, where's your dad? Oh, absent since I was
There's, like,
3 years
sweating.
old. Yeah, and he's just like,
Okay, maybe when you go into
What do
a
you
date,
do
say,
for a living?
maybe
That's
you
what
go
I'm
into a date and say,
saying.
look, we're not talking about family, we're not talking about politics, we're not talking about this. Maybe
No,
you
but
should
you
have.
want to. She wants
kidding.
to. So.
I'm just kidding,
yeah,
but yeah,
it's tough. Like,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, if y'all got any,
girl, you will
Let
have
me
that
know
guy
out
that's just
there.
like,
what?
No, don't say that.
Right.
You know how that ends up.
what?
Oh yeah, we don't. Kidding.
Oh.
Dang it, man! Don't click on
I
that.
love her.
Yeah.
No, you don't. I promise. But yeah, it's tough. It's a tough walk when you walk with Jesus. It's you weed out some people really quick, which is sad because literally they could not be a believer. You end up together, and then they do become a believer. Could be that good too.
boom.
Yeah.
So that's what I was getting to.
Oh,
and that's
yeah,
what-
because you
that's
knew
what
of
I'm
God,
saying.
but you didn't really
so
know it like
that's
how
what
you
I'm
know it
saying
now.
is like I had turned away from God, so God wasn't a part of my life at that
Mhm.
time. But when we met, now it's like she hung on. There was something. She was talking to God,
Yeah.
and God was like, he said, no, this guy's a jackass,
Yeah.
but give him some time, So that's what I'm saying is like, just keep doing what you're doing.
Okay.
You'll know.
Yeah.
I mean, you'll know because
I know it was God that
I didn't
put us
have to
together.
stick around either, but
Yeah,
God
There's-
put it in my heart too. And it's like,
for sure.
she's my mate.
That's
I mean,
right. And you guys are doing the thing. Got them.
and I've
got
done,
them
trust me,
kids.
when we first started,
Yeah.
I gave her every reason to
kick rocks. Yeah.
get out of here.
Yeah. So I did I did something, which this is a really cool story too, you guys. I think you're gonna love it. I think I ran.
We
this
love
one
all
off,
your
though.
stories.
Man, my
Like,
stories
you don't even
they-
have to like.
forever.
I know we need a part 2.
I know.
Oh, we will.
So this person I was talking to, and when I tell you every box, like it was almost like too good to be true. I'm like, no way. Like every single thing was just like boom, 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 boom. And then we get to the end, and I kind of blew it because we get to the end of the conversation, and I start talking about the Lord, like, where do you stand? And he was like, I believe, but I don't like practicing anything. Like, I said, well, it's a deal breaker for me. Like, if someone doesn't love the Lord or following, or because I want someone that's following the Lord that can provide and lead and do all those things. And like, to me, I can't trust someone that's not. It's just how I feel. Anyways, he's like, well, so be it then. I was like, well, shit. There went that. So check this shit. This is when it gets really cool. So boom, that was done. That was done conversation. I'm like, all right, cool. It was perfect though. I'm like, shit. I'm like, should I call him? Like, nope. So I didn't. And so out of the blue, I'm Ubering per usual. This is crazy. I'm headed home and I'm done for the day, but I keep it on when I'm headed home. Like, I keep the app up. Something comes through worth it. Oh, I'm a pivot. We're going to go get that money. So, a ride comes through. Wasn't good enough. Just let it go. Another ride comes through. Boom. I was like, damn, that's good money. Yes. Boop. Clicked it. when I tell you my phone goes bing, 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 it's him texting me. He goes, "You better clear out that front seat." And I looked and it was him. It was him that I was going to pick up. And I'm like, what? This could never happen. Ever. So then I go, show up. We have a cool conversation, like super cool, kind of like just bantering back and forth. So I had not chosen the one ride that came in and then took his. He had a driver cancel on him, ordered another driver, and it was me. What? What?
Dun, dun.
Oh, so he didn't pick you.
No.
The other driver that canceled on him.
You. Nobody can pick you. When you
But
when you
picked you.
when you order an Uber, you get who you get. You get who's local.
Okay.
So I had not taken that one ride, and then boom, took the next one. His driver canceled.
Right. Okay. So
he ordered another one, and it was me.
Okay.
So I take him to his destination, drop him off. Super cool conversation. Tips me $20, whatever. Didn't hear from him. And then he says, "What do I have to do? Or where do we go?" Something like that. And I was like, "Just ask me out on a date."
Yeah.
So then we didn't talk to each other for like a week, which I'm just that person. I fall back. Like if you're not going to be a man and lead, I fall back. Yesterday, I wake up. I'm sitting in my car. I'm doing my prayer before I leave. Turn on the Uber app. Boom. First ride. Him. Again. I'm picking him up from him and his son up from the Enterprise. I'm like, boy, I think the world's trying to tell us something.
Yeah.
So
Seriously,
yeah.
hello.
So yeah, that's where we left off yesterday. I was like, I think, the world's trying to, the Lord's trying to tell us something.
So when's that date gonna happen?
Okay. And then haven't talked to him since. He's like, I think so too. Then haven't talked to him since. So I'm like, freak. I don't know, man. But how does that happen 2 times in a row?
Well,
you don't get to pick an Uber.
Somebody's gonna be like, I don't know if it's you or him. You might have to be like, I know. Or maybe he's gonna be like, okay.
Yeah. It's wild though.
It's gonna be
crazy.
Interesting to see what happens with that.
So yeah, to be continued. Yeah. But how cool is that? Like that those 2 incidences happen.
Yeah, I mean, you can only ignore it so long, right?
I mean,
I don't know. I mean, some people can ignore it
for
long
life.
time.
For sure.
A long time. But
well,
it's
and
like,
then you miss out.
It's like I was saying about, God will call you, and if you don't hear the phone, you're not going to pick it up. But like, Julie's obviously hearing the phone, and you're picking it up, so you're like, okay, yeah, I got it. This dude hasn't.
I know
picked
he's
up
the one
phone
that's
yet.
gonna miss out.
And that's the thing. It's like I feel like he's sleeping on it, and I feel like that's okay too. Yeah. Like I see it, and I think it's kind of cool. And maybe it's just a nudge for me to be okay with even dancing with the thought and idea of dating again. And it was like, how cool was that to like him show me how he's working? He's working. He's out there working.
So he might not be the one, but be aware that
he's in
it
the works.
might
It's
be
in the works.
another. That might be where you meet your guy.
But isn't it crazy how Uber, like, what people think the poopiest job, and how many cool things have happened to me?
You've said shit 500 times in this podcast, and you're gonna censor it now. Jeez.
What are we, children?
I'm cutting that one out. That's the only one I'm cutting out is poopy.
Poopy? Where the hell?
Heal your poopy. Heal your poopy.
Heal your poopy, guys.
Okay, sorry.
So it's crazy. I don't know. I've had so many cool stories through Ubering, and so much healing and so much greatness for others that it's just phenomenal. It's phenomenal. I had one guy. He gets in my car and I pick him up from a digital place. And as y'all know, I do digital design too. I taught myself that because I didn't want to pay $40,000 for school. So I cried through teaching myself that. And so I picked this guy up, and he's younger than me for sure. And he said, I say, so what do you do there? And he's like, oh, I do all the creating and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, so you work for someone else? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, you are the person, you're doing all the work. I was like, why don't you work for yourself? And I can show you the messages. I said, this, and this, do it. I said, do it and you won't be sorry. That boy left that job, opened his own business, contacted me back, and showed me everything.
I got chills.
I shit you not.
Wow.
Well, good for him, man. What a leap of faith.
See, sometimes it just takes talking to somebody.
It just takes talking to people,
oh
man.
my gosh, because then it just clicks it, because they're just going to their job.
Yes.
Just got to go to work.
Yes.
And then somebody says something and it's like, wait, what?
I'm like, I said, you are the bread and butter. What are you doing?
Yes,
Why are you, what are you doing?
That.
And he was like, no, you're going to do this, this, and this. And he wrote it down.
Wow.
And I have the messages to this day of him.
That dude probably didn't have a mom, and you just did. Like, how awesome is that?
Just so amazing.
Yeah.
So amazing.
Or he
that
has
he
a mom, but
received
he's
it,
just
too.
out there
Well,
doing
yeah.
his
I shouldn't say that.
usual. No,
I
a
know
lot of
better.
people
Sorry,
are like
dude.
that.
Right.
No, but there's a lot of people that just, they get a job, they just go to their job every day.
Every day.
Well,
then
there's
just,
a lot of
it's
people that have
habit.
mothers
Because he was
that
stuck.
won't tell them that,
Right.
you know, that
Yeah.
don't encourage. You
Right.
know? They're the opposite.
Right.
So, but that's,
Yeah.
and that,
Wow.
the fact that he received it, you know, by somebody, he doesn't know you.
Yeah,
you know?
you're
I mean,
it's the Uber driver. See,
I'm the Uber
You just
driver.
never
that's all
know.
it
Yeah.
took, though, man. He was ready to go.
Wow.
He just
Yeah.
needed that little kick.
That's it. He just needed
Yeah.
the
Well,
kick.
the perspective.
I know. I
It's
love
like,
that.
he's like, what? I can do this on mine. I don't have to work for
Yeah,
I'm
someone.
like,
like, what
you're
the heck?
running his
You're right,
business.
lady.
You
What?
are the man. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Here is all the things you need.
Like,
and I
hello,
promise
Jerry
you-
Maguire.
Okay. Show me.
We're gonna see that guy on the
Like,
cover of Forbes someday, and he's gonna thank you. He's gonna be like,
Oh my
"Look,
God.
Right?
this Uber driver changed my life."
She was not
I mean,
playing.
like I've heard stories
For
like that
sure,
before,
for
you know,
sure.
and
Wow.
he'll never forget you.
I know.
That's
Seriously,
I love it.
so
I love
and
it.
he probably will be very successful.
I think he will,
Seriously.
man.
What
Like,
an
he went-
awesome
He
story.
went to school for it. Like,
Yeah,
you're slaving away for a guy that doesn't appreciate you, and you're getting paid by the hour. I'm like, you are the man. Like, what?
Go get it.
I got
turn the
you.
music up.
Yeah, just
Rocky.
Yeah, it was so good.
Yeah,
And then for him to text me back and, like, you know, just
Thank
tell me
you.
thank you.
yeah, that's
It was
that's
so
awesome
sweet.
that he did
Yeah,
that.
it was very
Awesome.
sweet. It was very
Yeah,
sweet.
that's-
So many of those stories.
Wow.
So many
See,
of
you
those.
got whatever. You got the job. Like, that is
Really,
amazing.
yeah, it's like
that you gotta feel so awesome to be able to just like, wow. You never know what's gonna happen when you get in this car.
you don't.
You just don't know.
You just don't.
You might own your own business one day. You might get saved.
You're healing, baby. You're healing.
Yeah.
And I
You're
promise,
healing
I
us.
hope, because that girl I was telling you about the other day, I hope that she watches, she followed, and I hope that she watches, and I hope that she continues to choose herself and to start to heal, because she was in a bad place.
Well,
And
I
she's
don't.
so young, and she has so much ahead of her that,
I don't doubt that God knows what He's doing when He puts those people in your car.
thank you.
Yep.
I believe it. I feel it. And
You're making a difference.
Only
Their
us-
lives being changed.
yeah.
You are God.
Can
You are a
understand.
vessel that God is using to just, like, I truly believe that God sees everybody and He wants to help everybody. He loves His children.
Yeah.
And there's just so many people who don't know Him.
Yeah.
So many people that don't understand that. And it's like, He's just waiting for them to realize. And sometimes He has to use whoever
To nudge.
to get that message out there. And then you hear those stories and you're like, when they believe and they see it, that's amazing.
Yeah.
See?
See, it's just
It's
saying,
our Father
just-
that loves
yes.
us.
And He doesn't leave.
no,
they-
He's
they
just
leave
there
him.
waiting
He's
for
there.
you.
And that's what I told my brother the other day. I was like, man, He's there. He's waiting for you. He just,
And that feels so
and when you
good.
surrender, man, He does work. Where
Yeah.
you're at right now,
Yeah.
laying on this trap floor, it's your lowest of the lowest. This is when He does His best
Yeah.
work.
Yep.
So get ready.
And He doesn't stop.
You
That's
can
right.
run, but you can't hide.
That's right. That's right. He's coming for you. And it's
It's like that
Seriously,
shirt, Beware of God.
Yeah,
I
know.
have a shirt that I got from our friends
I
that
love
Beware
that.
of God. And I was like, I gotta have one of those shirts.
I love
They
it.
were
I
meaning
forgot I have it, but yeah.
the different message,
Oh,
but I was
yeah.
like, you know what? I love that shirt.
Because you
Yeah.
can look at it as in fear, but I looked at it as, that's right, be aware of God.
Well, I
Beware
think
of God.
too, fear is good.
Yeah, it's
If
a
you
good
have
fear.
in you, fear is
Fear
going to
God.
stop you from doing a lot of
exactly.
shit.
That fear of God is the good fear. That is just like when your parents are teaching you not to do something, that whole discipline thing. It's the same thing. And that's what I saw. I was like, that's a great shirt because
Absolutely
we
love it.
do need to be beware of God because it's like he wants us to do good.
Do good. Follow the path, man.
Because
nobody's perfect.
At least try to, you know.
Try.
I mean,
yeah.
You know,
do your best. Just do your best.
We're never going to be perfect.
We're all going to fall short.
No, we'll never be perfect.
Nope.
And there was this thing that I do remember from church that I guess our pastor used to say all the time, I think, where it was like, we're not perfect. We're not made perfect, but we're being made
holy.
No, we're being. Oh God! Now God. I can't even say it.
Aaron's gonna be so mad at us. Hold on. We are holy, but being made perfect. I think, or the opposite. We are perfect.
No, we're not
definitely
perfect.
Not perfect. It's the holy first.
We are holy, but being made perfect. Maybe Aaron, help me out.
Help.
I don't know.
I should have.
I'm pretty sure
I should have looked into that before, but I just thought of it,
Lifeline.
and I was like,
right. Call a friend.
Right? No, and
but it is something that I remember. I remember it being that we're never going to be perfect. We're not perfect. We're not being made to be perfect,
and we learn by our mistakes. Our mistakes are what help us learn.
Yes,
we're gonna do stupid shit. We're gonna fall off the path, but as long as you learn from it and you continue on the right path, then you're good.
Yeah.
And learn from others' mistakes too.
For sure, man. My family's
definitely.
got me. Like,
I do that one.
I'm not doing.
That's
definitely how I've learned. Yeah. That was the school of hard knocks.
Yes, the school of I'm not doing that. Yeah. No, thank you.
I see what that did. No, thank you.
Yeah, it's scary. It's scary, but you just got to keep on keeping on, man. You just got to.
Keep fighting the good fight.
Oh man, get up every day. You got to get out there with your coffee and your sunshine.
Victors, not victims.
That's right. Yes, victorious, Joel. Baby.
Yes.
We are not our past. We are not our trauma.
Nope.
We're not victims. We're victorious.
Yep. And why not, while we're here, just do good?
Yeah. Right? Why not?
There you go.
Can we just do good?
Yeah.
Like,
not just better, just do good.
Just do good. Like this shirt, what I sent to my brother when I first got my my press, Hope Dealer, and had a cross on it.
I saw that.
I love it, and I made 2 of them. I sent them up there to him.
That's awesome.
You're no longer a dope dealer, man. Now you're a hope dealer.
Hope dealer.
Welcome. So
all right. Well, I think we're pretty much
chitty chatted out.
Yeah. No, well, I mean, we could talk. Hey, I could talk all night
listen,
long.
me too.
You know. I ain't got no time. I ain't got no watch.
Me either. Just Jesus, just a cross.
You got that right there.
Yeah.
So that's a good
I don't even know what that
Right.
is.
We broke a record tonight.
Did we?
Yes.
Yeah.
But it was awesome. Time flies.
I love it.
Time flies
So
when you're
good.
having fun.
That's right. That's
so
right.
tell us your YouTube channel again.
It is at Just Heal Your Shit.
Okay. Not poopy.
Not poop. Not poopy.
It's not poopy.
Just Heal Your Shit.
When
and
you
know,
talk about it.
One day I would love for your brother to come visit and have him on the podcast one day.
I would love it. I would love it because
I would love to hear his story.
Yeah. And 2, like
both of them actually.
Yeah, absolutely both of them. Because, you know, their side of being in it and my side of living it, man, 2 totally different, totally different realms, man. And, but they both hurt. But they're both worth healing.
And they're both working on it now, right?
And I
mean, one of them's pretty much healed.
One is 2 years clean.
Yeah.
Running the facility he got clean in, got a house, got a car. And the other one submitted to sobriety Thursday. And tonight is going into his first man group. Faith-based man
I love
group.
it. Baby steps.
That's
Even
right.
if it's just little steps
Baby
here and there.
steps,
Yep. And then Thursday he made his first appointment to start therapy to start to heal his shit.
Yay.
So,
we will be praying for him, and I can't
you.
wait to hear about his journey along
So
that way.
exciting. And it'll be bumpy, man, but it's worth it. And that's what I told him. It's worth it.
He's got to be encouraged by seeing his brother also go, get through
Absolutely.
it.
Absolutely. Seeing me hold on for 45 years, seeing his other brother go through 21 years.
It can be done.
And that it can be done.
Yeah.
There's so much inspiration there that, come on, man, we're waiting for you.
Yeah. Maybe we should just get him on here so he can be held accountable.
That's right. That's right. Don't make me, baby. Yes.
And there's never say that person, take that from me, because I've said it and I learned my lesson. There's no problem that's too big for God.
No,
none.
There's
never too far gone.
Nothing.
And I've said it and I got it stuck back in my face.
Amen.
God was like,
That's right.
He will
there
do
you
that.
go.
He will
Yeah.
do because he'll
those
be like,
people are
yes, I can.
Yes,
spreading
I
the
can.
message now, and they're
Yeah.
amazing. So you
Yeah.
know, I learned my lesson, but it
God's
was
like-
a good lesson to learn.
God's like,
Yes.
don't tell me what I can't do.
I know
That's right.
exactly.
Yeah.
Who am I?
Because he can
Drop
do it
mics.
all.
Squash you like an ant.
That's it. That's it. Hey, and listen, when you're in the thick of your shit is when he is going to show up and be like, boom,
Yeah.
look what I can do.
Yep.
And he will spin your world around if you'll let him.
Yeah.
You got to
And
surrender.
I do believe that it's, it could be different depending on the person too. It could be a gentle, like, look at me, I'm here for you.
Yeah.
Or it could be like, yeah, snap out of it. Let's go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Time to get up.
So I tried.
It's whatever he knows that
Yeah.
you need to hear.
Yeah, yeah.
So it
That's
may
what
not
kind of
come
person
nice.
I am. Yeah,
It may come.
exactly.
It may come a little loud.
Yeah.
It might be a little jerky.
And I did.
But-
I tried the approach of the firm.
Yeah.
That didn't work.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
this time, after you guys' episode of Loving Like Jesus, it gave me that moment of remembering that. And in that moment that he called me and he was so vulnerable, I'm like, I can't show up for him in a negative, pushy way. I need to love like Jesus and just listen and let him know that, dude, it's all good. You're forgiven.
Yep.
You're forgiven. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's get it.
Because
Let's let him
sometimes
do
they
his
need
work
to know that they're forgiven to even be able to be
move forward.
to feel like they're worthy
Yeah.
of healing. Yeah.
Yeah. And who are we to judge?
Yeah.
I
And
got no judgment.
That is definitely what God knows too. He knows how you handle those people.
Yes.
If you just listen, he'll know how you're supposed to handle those
Yeah.
people.
Yeah. And that's why I told him, I was like, dude, no judgment here. You're good.
The
And be
two
ready.
The
Be
two
Be ready
differences
because
in
he's going to
those.
start sending them to you.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's like
Oh,
the
man.
whole pray for patience.
Yeah.
You don't want to pray for
No.
patience because
Right.
you're going to get screaming
You need that
babies and
strength.
road rage and all that stuff until you learn patience,
Yeah.
And so,
He took my horn
but
from me
you're
too.
going
by the way.
to,
Your horn.
So I would stop honking my horn.
Your horn
Oh,
doesn't
really?
He
work.
took the whole thing, like, what is it called?
that's hilarious.
Yeah.
Now you just beat on your steering
I'm just
wheel.
like, but it
Dang
did. It
Ah.
did.
That's
It
hilarious.
just stopped working. And
Oh, see?
you already know. And I knew it was him. I was like, I see you.
Yeah,
I'm
okay.
in my patient stage. Okay.
That's a good one.
Oh man.
The horn is gone.
See, he
I'm
has,
like,
he has
all
such
right.
a sense of humor.
He does. He does. So now I
love
ride
that.
around and I don't, that's one thing that I don't just,
You need to get a little for the inside just so you
want a
can get
train
it out of
horn.
you.
I know, right?
Just little
Yeah,
bike
no.
horns.
I wanted a train
that
or two.
Man, I
Those
want a
things are
train
nasty. I'd give someone a heart
Train.
attack.
Yeah. I
'Cause
probably
I've
do
Those
myself a
should
using
heart
be
it all the
illegal
time.
because I don't like those
for
either.
sure. And my son would use it against me.
I would
so,
go to hell
yeah.
with one of those,
Right.
honestly. Seriously, it would be
Yes.
the end of me because I'd be like, "Ah," you know,
Yeah.
yeah,
No, it
it's
just
not a
wouldn't
good
work.
thing.
It's
See,
not.
God loves
No.
you enough; He'll just make it not work.
Exactly. He did. I'm telling y'all.
Don't break it.
They're out of my price range.
whole
so
damn thing.
that's where he's.
And to fix it, it's
Ugh.
$900.
Yeah,
Wow.
$900 to
Oh
fix
yeah,
it.
they, you
I was
ain't
like,
getting your
cool.
horn back.
I was like, I'm not getting that back.
yeah. That's what
You
I'm saying.
abused it, so you got to take it
I
away.
Give me a squeaky toy.
He's like, oh,
Just
you
to
can't
get
be
that urge out of you.
Yes. He's like, you can't be kind. I got you, girl.
Like, girl, don't you know the person you're supposed to be not
Right.
honking the horn?
Yeah. He's like, fine, I'll take it. And
She
but
doesn't
then
honk the horn
I forget
ever. She will not honk the horn, and I'm
I
like,
was a horn honking heifer.
and my
I'm
truck,
all like, just get out of my way.
my
Get
truck
out of-
doesn't have a love tap
Okay.
option.
Yeah.
Like my truck, it's electronic, so
Okay.
it's not like a. I don't know. They might all be electronic, but my horn is like one level. You could barely touch it. It's like, ah! you know. And
You're like,
so
"Oh,
I'm like,
sorry."
I really got to commit if I'm gonna honk.
Okay.
I got to be mad.
Yeah.
So
I
Yeah.
seriously
or
can't
like
tell you the
warning
last.
somebody.
Warning. Lots
Yeah.
of warnings, man.
I can't tell you last time I used the horn.
She won't warn
True,
anybody.
girl.
She'll be in traffic and there's someone reading a book in front of her and she's just like, like
I
honk the
wish.
horn.
That is so great. I
No,
love
It's
that.
okay.
I
It's
for
just-
not a
you.
bad
I
thing.
just
I'm not.
don't-
Me, I'm like,
I'm not
get
ranking
the-
on you.
Look, I ain't trying to cause any issues
I know,
here.
that's a
I'm
good
just
thing.
trying
That's
to
a
get to where I'm
beautiful
going.
thing. Me, I'm
Exactly.
like,
Just if anything, I'm like, just get out of my way, and they'll be like, Lord, just make them get out of my way.
Because eventually the person behind you is gonna honk, so they're gonna move.
Oh yeah, I get the honks
Yeah.
all the time.
Somebody else can honk for you,
I have to rely on that now.
right?
I have
Yeah,
to
oh, yeah,
rely on the one
definitely.
behind me
Like,
because I can't.
Come on,
I'm like,
come
get
on.
impatient already. They're not going. Or the ones that don't pull
Yeah.
up to the line.
Yeah,
So it
no.
triggers the light. I'm
Oh
like,
yeah.
Oh,
Oh, my
that
gosh.
does get on my nerves. It's
Make
like-
it make sense.
I
Or-
got a big push bar that
or
I
you're-
just
they're-
kind of nudge them
Please.
forward.
or they're so far apart from somebody where if they just move up, you can merge. You can actually go,
Get
you
in
know,
the turning
yield.
lane?
And
Come
like,
on.
move up a little bit. So I
This
can
is
go.
all basic knowledge, man.
No, it's just not being aware. These
Yeah,
are
it
people
is.
that just aren't aware of their surroundings.
One, two.
They
Everybody's
don't care either.
Yeah,
They're
they don't
just like,
care
I'm gonna
either.
stop right here in
Yeah.
the middle lane and
Sometimes they do it on purpose.
Yeah.
turn left because my it's about to go by, so I need to wait here and hold traffic
It's
So
so,
I-
true.
because they'll eventually let me
Just
go.
like the
I'm
ones that drive slow in the fast lane.
Right, what are you doing?
You are literally doing this on purpose. I don't know why.
And there's
Just
a lot of
never-
elderly people out now. Have y'all noticed that? Like
we're in Florida.
Yeah.
dusty.
I feel like it's
they're-
always
they should
dusty.
not.
All right, this podcast is getting dark. We need to cut it off.
It's but I mean I
Dusty,
wish they there's kindness in here. I wish they didn't have to. Like, why are you that old? Like having to
I
drive
used
by
to-
yourself.
I used to say that just like we have to have a driver's
Yes,
a test
exactly.
to drive, get our driver's
Yeah.
license. There should be a test, and I would, if I'm 80 and I'm not driving okay, yes,
Yeah.
I will take the test, and you could tell me I
But
can't
it's-
drive.
yeah.
Okay, that is okay.
Yeah.
We do need to get to that
I
point
agree.
because I don't think that is safe. I feel
My
bad
grandma-
for them.
I do.
It's like
I
it's not safe
pull
for
up
them.
next to them and I'm just like, at first I'm mad,
There's
of course, because
no
they're
way.
doing 5 miles an hour. But then I look over and I'm like,
Aw,
Yeah,
I
I
know,
know,
they're
right?
so sweet,
Like,
but it's
why
like
One of
how
those
do
things you
even
can't get pissed
see?
at them.
you can't because
You know,
you're
I'm
like, why do you
"Aw,
have to
sorry,
take care
Mom.
of yourself?
That could be my grandma.
Yeah.
Yeah, why?
Yeah,
But
or
then
my
it's
daughter.
also-
Now that's a new one that's working on me.
Okay.
Now I'm instead of thinking, oh, maybe he's taking somebody to the hospital,
Okay.
I think that's my daughter or that's
Oh,
my
that's a good
my
one.
son, and I'm
Okay.
like, I can't friggin' be aggressive
Right.
towards my kids, because I'm
Yeah,
like,
there's
okay,
a lot
they're
of new
new,
drivers.
probably a new driver,
Yeah.
Yeah.
whatever.
It's that
like
mindset
a
thing.
90-year-old, but
We got to
I
change
try
our
to-
mindset
I have all these things that help me not be an asshole. So
for sure. We all got to work on it daily.
yeah, right.
I mean, it doesn't just go away.
Choices.
Choices.
Right,
Yes,
mindset.
make good choices, everyone. That's the
Choices.
message
Just
of
be
this
good.
video.
Just do good.
We love y'all.
Bye.
Yes,
See you
thanks
next
for
time.
watching. Thanks for coming
Peace.
out.
Thank
Julie.
you.
Woo,
It's getting hot in
I
here.
know.
Talking about all that road rage.
How